Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Maxine Phillips Life Strategy Show. This week we have some awesome guests for you. I have been advertising all week about my two special guests. But before we get started, I am the show host of Life Strategies, but I am the founder and CEO of Level S, and it's a career and professional development company that help individuals to identify what their God-given abilities are, help them map that into strategies because they define what success looks like to them. They discover, they define, they design, and then they deliver and deploy. And let's not forget about developing ourselves along the way. So, as we start talking about mentioning about discovering and developing yourself, the young man that's going to be with us today is going to show you how he has developed himself along the way with his career and professional development. But let's face it, we can't get started without our parents. And so I have the mother of this young man who's going to be talking to us about autism. So if you know anyone who needs to have this information, please reach out to them right now and let them know that we're going to be talking about autism, how it was identified, how the mother has helped her son to use his God-given abilities. And we're going to show that today. And you're probably wondering right now, why do I have the Santa's hat on? Well, listen, we're close to what? We're in the last quarter of the year. And before we know it, the holiday seasons are upon us. So we decided here at Levelist that we're going to have the holiday season starting here in October. So we can call it Christmas. You know, you've heard about Christmas in July. Well, we're going to have season's greetings in October. And so you'll learn a little bit more as we move on. But one of the things about Levelist is that as we help individuals with their career and professional development, and they define what success looks like for them, it's awesome to be able to see them move forward with their strategies and do what they have been called to do. And we sort of call that living your legacy. So the past few weeks, you've heard me talk about my near-death experience. And I've shared with you what caused it, the preservatives, the additives, the chemicals that were in food. But along the way, I've also shared with you that career is a lifetime and life is a series of projects. So everything we do from day to day and all the different adventures we have, experiences we have, they're considered mini projects. Even this life strategy show is a project because it has a beginning date, but it also will have an end date. But until that end date comes, we're going to continue to have guests to come on and share with you their life strategies. And I like to thank Pod TV, Mark Lee, who's our producer, Nick and Kim, who are the ones that bring this forward so that we're able to share this with the world. We're on Roku, Pod TV, Facebook Live, and this channel is also on YouTube. So you can watch it a lot of different ways, but the most important thing is reach out to someone and let them know that the Maxine Phillips Life Strategy Show is on. And tonight we're going to be talking about autism. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Lori Burtis, and she is the mother of Antonio. We're not going to bring Antonio up yet, but we're going to bring Lori up because we want to talk to Lori just a little bit. Because listen, mothers, we have children and they go through a lot of different challenges, but we have to be an advocate for them. And this is exactly what Lori has been for Antonio. So without further ado, I'm going to have the producer to bring up Lori.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Lori, you want to tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you've done thus far? And then I have a series of questions to ask. Don't totally go into what you don't know with Antonio yet.
Okay. My name is Lori Burtis, and my son's name is Antonio Human, and he has autism. And he's doing a very awesome job. He's overcome a lot of things. He's worked very hard, and I've worked hard with him.
Yes, she's been an advocate for him. So, Lori, we're just having Antonio look inside a little bit. I want to talk everything with you. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
All right, there we go. So, Lori, your mother, you have a lot of challenges to go through with Antonio. You've not been easy. You've had to advocate for him. So, tell me a little bit about how you even observed what was going on with your son.
Well, when he was 13 months old, he had the mumps, measles, and rubella shot. Um, and he was either picking his leg up or dragging his leg after that shot that they gave him in the leg. Um, and then he became very fussy, and um, and then after that I called the doctor, and they thought maybe that he had bumped his leg,
Okay.
and that was causing him to be fussy, and so she said just watch him. So as time went on through the evening, Antonio was no longer able to put any pressure on either leg, and he was drooling, and so then I called back the doctor, and she said, well, just watch him and bring him back in the morning. Well, by the morning, Antonio had his arm up like he'd had a stroke, and was no longer had the muscle control over his body. So I took him into a different doctor, a specialist, and they tested him for many different things to try to figure out what was going on. And they poked him from head to toe with needles and stuff, testing his reflexes and stuff. They couldn't figure it out, but they didn't want to say that it was the immunization shot.
Right.
And I knew in my heart that it was, because that was the only thing that was different.
Is that the dog? Is that the dog joining us?
Tell her. So anyways, they ran a bunch of tests, and believe it or not, everything was shutting down on Antonio, but all of his testing was coming back normal.
Okay.
They did a spinal tap, and they said that it would take 3 hours to get the results back, that I could take him home. And I said, no, I'm not taking him home, because I'm not going to, have him pass away at home. I want some help for him. He needs help now. And this would be the best place to have him, I felt.
Right.
So we stayed there, got the test results from the spinal tap, came back normal. They ended up sending us to Rapid City to a bunch of different doctors. They did a bunch of tests. They still said they couldn't figure out what was going on. They admitted him into the hospital, and they just evaluated Antonio. They couldn't give him anything because he was screaming bloody murder with everything that was going on in his body. But they were scared to give him anything because they didn't know how he'd react.
Right.
Then we ended up staying there, and there was nothing I felt that was getting done. So I took him out of that hospital and flew him to Denver, and had a whole team of doctors there. And they run their tests. Everybody has to run their own set of testings.
Right.
So we were kind of on just the waiting page to try to see if they could come up with some answers. But during his stay in Denver, he had to get a feeding tube put in because he started aspirating. Um, but well, I didn't know this at the time, but he got the wrong feeding tube put in. He got an adult feeding tube put in, and I didn't know it, but I knew it wasn't right because it was always leaking. Um, so by the time I got him out of Denver and back into Rapid, they're the ones that discovered it was the wrong one. So we had to get, they told me that they could put a different one in or we could take it out. And I prayed about it and I said, let's take it out. We had issues with that too because the company, Denver, wanted us to fly back to Denver to take it out to cap it off. And Antonio was too weak at the time. So I refused that. So we had to actually get a hold of the company that made that feeding tube to get it out, to get it capped off. And we did, and Antonio's was eating. We had to start him back on the bottle, but we also had to start when he started eating, give him baby food. And that all went good. He was a determined little man.
And he still is.
Yes. Did lots of therapy with Antonio. I would actually get on the floor and learn the therapies because I didn't feel that he was getting enough from when the therapist would come into the house. So I would continue it at home. They were always amazed. Every week he would make his goal. And he just kept having good strides like that. So it was amazing. You know, the journey has been amazing with Antonio. I would never turn away from it, you know. Yes, we've had our challenges, but we've overcome those challenges too.
That is so good. Miss Olivia, thanks Robinson for joining us. Thank you. She shared the limp that a mother would go for her child.
Yes, definitely.
That determination definitely paid off. So, Lori, tell me a little bit more about when you observed what they did at the hospital and you would repeat what they did and you came home with this educational side of it. And talk to us a little bit more about what you did in order to help him overcome some of the challenges that he was encountering as a child.
Well, I always observed Antonio and videotaped Antonio so that, for one reason, I could show the doctors exactly what was going on because a lot of times when you go into the doctor's office, you forget stuff or you don't know exactly how to explain it. So the videos always meant a million. Documentation, I always documented everything. I've always had Antonio on the least medication that he would need because I wanted him to think for himself and be able to do things for himself. And I feel that is part of the reason that he has come so far. I did a lot of research. Doctors, you know, are wonderful, don't get me wrong, but there are some things, you know, they diagnose and there's different avenues that you can go down with that diagnosis. If you don't do your research, then you don't know. So I was always on top of it.
I love what you said about videotaping. So, ladies and gentlemen, she's a platinum athlete. She videotaped what her child was doing in order for her to use that as a resource when she was talking to the doctors. Not only did she videotape it, but she also documented what she was observing. So that's another thing that you can do as an advocate is to document along the way what your symptoms are, what your child's symptoms are, whomever it is that you're the caretaker for. Document that. You know, we've been talking about that for the last couple of weeks, how I had to document my situation And also, she said that she made sure that her child was on the least amount of medication. And as a mother, or we ourselves, or someone that's going to advocate for you, once you're paying attention, then you know how the person is reacting, and you can have that conversation with the doctor. And then research. It's like preparation, preparation, preparation. You must research so that you will be in tune with what the doctor is sharing with you, or telling you what the diagnoses are, so that you can have a way of asking the right questions at the right time so that you can receive the right information. So, Lori, I think that, I mean, these are excellent platinum nuggets that you're giving to this thing, and it's definitely
Yes.
needed. So, from there, let's move a little bit forward. Antonio is about 6 to 7 in school. So talk to me a little bit about that part of his life.
Um, I took him to Rochester actually, and because I wanted to get Antonio off of all medications. He was on seizure medications and medication for anxiety. And Antonio was doing really well and hadn't had seizures for quite a while, so I wanted to get him off medications to see if he was able to do that. So I took him to Rochester, got him a good workup, and they agreed with me. Got him off all medication, and Antonio just excelled. I mean, he was into learning algebra, doing science projects, interacting with the kids actually, reading, spelling. I mean, he was doing it all. And sometimes that medication kind of holds them back. It slows their brain down.
Right.
So when we finally got him off and, the medication got out of his system, he was able to do that stuff. And the other thing that I advocated for was I advocated that they got all of the kids that were in that class out into the public, because it's really hard for them. They want to be in their safe zone, and when they get out to, say, Target or the mall or something, it's hard for them because there's too much action and activity going on. So there was a point where I couldn't even go to the grocery store and get 2 things in my cart, and Antonio was done. He would say, "Done, Mom," and he would just have a meltdown right there. So that's when I decided, I know it's not just my son, and I'm about helping everybody. And so I went up in front of the school board and asked if they could get the kids out into the public to help all of us.
I love that.
And
If you
so
don't
that
mind,
was,
let me ask you this question. Would you advocate for them getting out into the public so that he can communicate? He can start interacting with the public so that he feel like he's a part of the community and not just isolated. So when you did that for all the children, how did the parents react to that?
they were really happy and they thanked me for doing that because it was a challenge for them too. And they didn't know what to do. So that helped us all.
And that's what advocating is all about. It's helping us all. You as an individual, the family, the community, and sometimes it even helps individuals in the world. So I love the fact that you recognized it, and you went before the board and they listened to you. But Miss Olivia has a question. She said, did the degree of care and work you've done with Antonio over the years take a toll on your personal life? So I'm gonna allow you to answer that, and then we'll go back into your story about Antonio.
No, not really. I just think that when you become a parent, that's what your role is. I mean, you don't totally base it on your children because you still had to have a life. And I understand that, you've got to take your quiet times. You've got to, do things that you like, involve yourself with people so that you can, have peace with yourself. And so that's kind of what I've done. And it's worked out real well.
Excellent. So if we start going back to Antonio's life phase in which through, and eventually we're gonna bring Antonio in here because they want to see. I want them to see what this 25-year-old young man has done, and so we'll bring him in just a minute. But get me to this point at the age that he is now. So tell me some of the tips and techniques that you would suggest to parents when they're finding themselves in this situation.
Surround yourself with positive people. Be involved in your children's life because you are their advocates. You know them better than anybody. And they let them know that they can come to you for anything. Whether some kids get bullied, and they don't know what to do about it, but if they can come to their mom or dad or sisters, anybody, to help out, that makes life much easier for everybody because they are going to act up if they don't know how to get it out.
So what kind of systems have you used along lately?
Well, I've had like kids that would tell Antonio, he'd want to go out at recess time. They'd all go out, and he would want to play football, and they'd say, "Oh no, Antonio, you can't play football. You're not allowed." So then you have to go in, and I always anticipated and everything. So I would go in at recess time and get all the kids involved with Antonio so that they knew it was okay that he did this and that he could be a friend just like anybody else. He'd be your best friend, if you just open your mind up, And so that worked really well.
I love what you just open your mind, and that's in the heart as well. And that's what many of us want anyway, regardless of the challenges that we're going through. We have a different mindset when we encounter someone who has a weakness, not necessarily a handicap. All right. So I want to ask you, Miss Olivia asked, how did you locate and engage organizations to support Antonio since we are talking about a support system?
I went through the school and then his therapy. They gave me some avenues to go down. But I've done a lot on my own. I've just done a lot of research on the computer and read a lot of books and just we've kind of taken our own avenue.
And let's face it, Lori's going to have a book coming out shortly. He's going to give techniques of all these learned along the way and through the years with Antonio so she can share it with the world. So be expecting the book to be coming out soon. All right. So as we bring Antonio in, and he's at this 25-year-old stage. So tell me, as he transitioned from that teen to the 20s, give me a little bit about that. And then I want to bring Antonio in. So then Antonio can start sharing some information with us.
Through the teens, he did real well, went to school and got a 4.0 average, was involved in basketball. He did some, what do you call those? He did some singing at the school for their contests. He just always kind of was really involved, and he loved people. He still does today,
Yes,
you know. And he always loves to help people in any way. And he's all, he gives a big smile and a good greeting, and but through his, after he got out of high school, we moved to a smaller town because the COVID came in, and didn't want to take a chance with Antonio getting the COVID, so we moved to a smaller town. Antonio has been riding his bike every day for 25 miles a day. Learned how to paint. That was something that he never did, but he does an awesome job at it. And now is an author. So he wrote a story and did the artwork for the book, and he's just amazing. You never know what avenue he's going to take,
right.
It's just, he does entrepreneur classes with Every Dot Black. He loves that. He has grown so much and learned so much knowledge through that. Everybody is wonderful with Antonio. He does inspiring quotes. He's just a all-around awesome young man.
Yes, he is. So, ladies and gentlemen, Antonio, a 25-year-old artist with autism, is the heart and soul behind the creative painting. His website is a hub for those who appreciate and wish his own and enjoy his own piece of art. And his website is called Antonio Arts by Antonio. And we're going to put up a link to where his website is so that you go there and take a look at it. And then we're going to dive into Antonio's world. This art that he's doing, the pianist, poetry, the writer, author, baseball player. I mean, name it, he is doing. There's no limit of what we can do when we have the system, regardless of what challenges we are going through. So every stroke of his canvas tells a story. So Antonio, why don't you say hi to the world?
Hi.
What would you like to share at this time?
I want to thank you all for tuning in, and that I'm 26 years old, and I'm a singer and a writer and a marathon runner, and I write quotes for Every Dot Black, and I'm a limitless a person, and I don't let my autism define me.
Ladies and gentlemen, he does not let autism define him. I'm telling you, and we're learning from you already. The platinum nuggets you're dropping is awesome. So, we're learning from you already. The platinum nuggets you're dropping is awesome. So, I think we got a little echo or delay going on. Here we go. Laura, we're going to have you to put that on. Got a little echo or delay going on. Here we go. Laura, we're going to have you to put that on. Put yours on mute. There we go.
Put yours on mute.
There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Listen, technology is technology. We have to learn to deal with it. We just had a little echo going on. But Antonio has some art that he's going to be sharing with us this evening. So not only is he an artist, but we'll talk about the book in just a second. But Antonio, do you have that art with you right now to show a couple of your pictures?
But and
And we're going to put the website up there on where you can go if you're interested in
and we're going to
purchasing
put the website up
art.
there on where you can go if you're interested in purchasing art.
All right, let's move it a little bit to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
All
go.
right, let's
A
move it a
little
little bit
more.
to the left.
There you go, right
There
there.
you go.
Look at the beautiful purple
There you go, right
butterfly.
there.
All this is
Look at this
hand
beautiful purple
drawn,
butterfly.
an
All this is
original
hand drawn,
painting.
an original
You see
painting.
the website going there,
You
and
see
here it
the
is
website
in
going there,
October.
and here it
We have
is
Christmas
in
in
October.
October.
We have Christmas in
So if you like
October.
to purchase that art for a
So if you like
Christmas,
to purchase that
please do so.
art for a Christmas, please do so.
There's the next one. We have feathers. Is that a feather? Yes, that's a feather.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes,
and if you
that's a
notice, there's a
feather.
beautiful blue
All right.
background.
And if you
And
notice,
again,
there's a beautiful
you know what
blue
the color schemes
background.
are?
And
The
again, you know what
feathers
the
are
color
something
schemes
that's
are.
really nice to
Feathers are
have
something that
put on the
is
wall.
really nice to have put on the wall.
What else you have to show us, Antonio?
That's
All right, that's it.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, I got the
All right, that's
cards.
good. Now the rest of the art,
All
you're
right,
welcome
that's
to go
good.
to
Now
his
the rest of the art,
website
you're welcome to go to his
under
website under
artbyantonio.net /shop.
artbyantonio.net /shop.
That's where you'll be able to find his art.
That's where you'll be able to find his art.
he's got these.
All right.
Ooh.
Now these are the
All right.
Christmas.
Now
These are the
these are the
greeting cards,
Christmas. These are the greeting cards,
I
and
can't
there's a
s-
set of
and
11.
there's a set of 11.
Is that right,
Yes.
Lori?
Is that right, Lori?
Yes.
Yeah.
A set of 11,
A
and
set
you'll
of
be able to
11,
also
and you'll be
find
able to
them
also
on
find
his
them on his
website under shop.
website under shop.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and
support
gentlemen,
the young
support
man.
the young man.
All right.
All
You
right.
that looks
You
like an
that
angel. Excellent. Excellent. So Antonio, why don't
why
you
don't you
butterfly? Tell us a little bit
tell us a
about
little
the
bit about the
butterfly.
butterfly?
Okay.
Yeah, I
Tell
think
What
us
made
the
you
What
paint
made
the
you
butterfly.
paint the
butterfly?
butterfly?
I, and what made me paint the butterfly is, um, um, uh, is that I just wanted to paint it and I, and I,
They're free.
I,
Butterflies are free.
and they fly so free and I
It's beautiful.
and it's a beautiful picture.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
is
is
a
a
beautiful picture.
picture.
And
And
believe it
believe
or
it
not,
or not,
with
with
Gales
Gales
Unlimited,
Unlimited,
here in
here in
company of
company
my
of my
business,
business,
the tree that is a logo has a butterfly on it. And the leaves are all different butterflies. And so when I saw that butterfly, it reminded me so much as to the reason why I chose a butterfly to be a part of it. Okay, she
Okay,
said
she
she loves to
loves
see
to
this
see
art
this
on a
art on a
gift
gift.
bag. Oh, there's a suggestion. See, there's a nugget that's coming. Make sure you write that down. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, put
Yeah,
it
put
on
it
the
on the
gift
gift
bag.
bag.
Because you're right, butterflies are free and they evolve. And that's what life is all about, is an evolution. And look at what you've done. And Miss Olivia say, what's your inspiration
Say,
to your
what's
This
your
art?
inspiration to
makes you
your
feel
art?
good.
I, uh, my inspiration for art is, I, is that,
What do you like about it?
I, I, that's fun and that it's, relaxing and uh, I like doing artwork and and I
End results, nice.
and it I and it
You accept me?
um, makes me happy
Hopefully others do.
and, and hopefully others too.
Yes,
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 yes.
yes.
And one
And
of the
one of the
things,
things,
ladies and
ladies and
gentlemen,
gentlemen,
when you
when you
purchase artwork, he's going to send you the story that caused him to create the art. So just know that. And all the art pieces are actually signed by Antonio. So you'll get the date that it was painted and then a little story about what caused him to even create that piece of art. So that's going to be nice. All right. So Miss Olivia say
Olivia say
yes,
yes,
comes through
come through
easy
easy
just by
just by
doing it
doing it
over the
over the
internet.
internet.
They may have already gone out and looked at the website with the and by art by Antonio / shop. So you can see all these pieces out there, and there's so many more that you'll be able to watch, look at, and then purchase. We want you to purchase. Christmas is coming up, but not only Christmas, you have graduation, you have birthdays. So you can look, this art is a gift for any occasion. It's not just limited to the season as far as Christmas, but
Christmas,
it's any
but it's
season.
any season.
Is that right,
Is
Miss
that right,
Lori?
Miss Lauren?
Yes. It's beautiful to have in your house.
Yes, go
Yes, go
ahead.
ahead.
It puts a smile right on your face.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
indeed.
So
So
Antonio has
Antonio has
twisted his
twisted
art
his
a
art
little
a
bit,
little bit,
and you
and
just
you
told me
just told
about
me
a
about a
book
book.
that he has written. So I think we have a little preview of what the book is about. So Mark, will we be able to show that now? Let's see. Give him a minute. I mean, just a few seconds, and we're going to show you what the book is about. I'm excited.
Welcome to the enchanting world of the adventurous adventures of Eliasis and Elania, a delightful children's story written and illustrated by Antonio Human. Join Eliasis and Elania, two curious little bunnies who become best friends on the first day of school, embarking on exciting adventures, learning new things, and discovering the wonders of the world around them. From their first day of kindergarten to exploring the rainforest and meeting new animal friends, this story is filled with laughter, friendship, and the joy of learning. Antonio Human, the talented artist and storyteller, brings these vibrant characters to life with his heartwarming illustrations and engaging storytelling. Antonio's journey as an artist began in 2022, and he quickly discovered a passion for creating stories that inspire and entertain children of all ages. His love for art and storytelling shines through in every page of this book. The Adventurous Adventures of Eliasis and Elania is perfect for young readers, offering an exciting journey that will spark their imagination and encourage a love of reading.
Hi, I'm Tiny Human, and it is my hope that Elias and Elias Adventures that it will inspire kids to embrace and to find their curiosity and find excitement in every new experience.
Bring the magic of the adventurous adventures of Eliasis and Elania into your home today. Visit our website to get your copy and dive into this fun-filled adventure. Let the adventure begin.
Woo-hoo! Yay! Come on, y'all. Give him a hand clap. Give him a hand clap. Yay! That is
It's
absolutely
absolutely
beautiful. I
beautiful.
am so
I am so
excited for
excited
you.
for you.
So how
Yes.
are
So
you
how are you
feeling right
feeling right
now?
now?
Yeah, I did, and excited.
And
And
ladies and
ladies and
gentlemen, you can
you can
pre-order
pre-order
right
right
now
now
by
by
going to the
going to the
website
website
that's going
that's
across
going
the
across
corner,
the corner. Or
artbyantonio.net/shop, and you're able to purchase the book. I mean, what a beautiful gift to give this time of year. And, as they indicated, young readers and even elderly, those who are seniors who love to read, those who like to collect books by authors that this would be a perfect gift for that as well. I know I can't wait to receive my autographed copy, and just know that you can get it autographed as well, and get it autographed to the person that you're going to be sending it to, and make sure you get a copy for yourself. All right, so talk to me a little bit more, Miss Laurie, that when Antonio started wanting to
wanting
do
to
this
this
book,
book,
what were your
what were your
thoughts?
thoughts?
I thought that was amazing. I said, let's do it. You go ahead and, he got up to the table and had his notebook and his pen, and I was excited. It was awesome.
Yes, yes,
He
yes.
had done
Yes,
he
yes,
done he had painted a painting of two little bunnies, um, which is this one. Um, whoops, where am I?
Move
There.
it over a
move it
little
over a
bit.
little bit.
There you
There
go.
you
And
go.
up,
And up,
up. There you
there
go.
you go.
Perfect.
Okay,
Perfect.
so that's where the story all started. He's he done that he'd done that painting, and then he was looking at all of his paintings, and he said, "I'm gonna do a story about this, Mom. I want to write a book." And that's how it all started. It was amazing.
And he
And he
is
is
amazing.
amazing.
Miss
Miss
Olivia
Olivia
he is
he is
tuned
tuned
in all
in
the
all the
way.
way.
And so
He is so
very
very
proud of you,
proud of you,
Antonio.
Antonio.
He said
Oh.
she
She
has
said
to
she has to
sign off
sign
right
off
now.
right now.
He's
He's
enjoyed it.
enjoyed it.
Love to get to know a little bit more. God bless you, and you and your mom. So thank you, Miss Olivia, for tuning in. This has been awesome to have her to be engaged. Beautiful, beautiful soul herself. Okay, so what else, Laura, would you like to share with the audience as far as your adventure and the challenges that you encounter with Antonio now that he is, look, grown? He's an adult, 25. Talk to me about that era. You're on mute. You're still on mute. There you
There you
go.
go.
Oh, there we go. Um, well, I feel that nobody should ever underestimate people that have autism. They are very brilliant people,
Yes.
Yes.
and just take one step at a time with them as you would anybody else. Don't treat them any differently, and if you have respect for them, they will have respect for you.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful.
beautiful.
Being
And
is um, tuning in.
Tuning in.
And to
And
be here. I
here, I
appreciate
appreciate
yes, hi
Yes,
Ben.
hi, Ben.
Um, and and I encourage people to always keep an open mind, and you may be amazed and learn something from them, because I have learned so much from Antonio and all of his classmates that I was involved with. It was just amazing. I
that.
loved every minute of it.
That is
that is
so,
so
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 good.
good.
Ladies and
Ladies
gentlemen,
and
one of
gentlemen,
the
one of the
things that
things that
I've learned
I've
about
learned about
Antonio since
Antonio
I've
since
been
I've been
engaged with
engaged
him
with him
over
over
here, at
here,
least a
at
year,
least a
year
year
and
and
a half,
a half.
Hmm.
he's
He's
determined.
determined.
He reaches
He
out.
reaches out.
He's a
He's a
communicator.
communicator.
Nothing
Nothing
stops this
stops
young
this
man from
young
doing
man.
what he has a desire to do. So, Antonio or Lori, I want you all to share with the audience how Antonio has reached out to probably over 100 artists, authors, songwriters. Robin Holly Pete been on her show and a part of her podcast and all the other podcasts that he's part of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a go-getter. He knows he wants to get himself out there, and that's the way to do it. And to meet many different individuals, because we all learn from each other. And I'm very proud of him for what he has done, because he's done a lot of hard work. Even with his book, he's done most of this himself. Wayne has helped a lot, but any kind of entries that he has to do on the computer, I let Antonio do it so he can learn it. And he's amazing.
That's the entrepreneur side of him that's coming out. And you're also seeing him develop the business side by you encouraging him, but you being, walking along the side of him and helping him to go on and do it so that he can feel comfortable and building his confidence. And that's what career and professional development does. It comes from the parent. It can come from a workshop. It can come from a mentor. It can come from a business manager. So there's so many different people, and the support system can help you along the way. I love the fact that you said, don't be afraid. Allow them to do what they need to do. Encourage them to do it. And that helps to build their confidence level up as well. So, Antonio, what else would you like to share with us?
I and I'm also gonna be doing some green cards this year, and I gonna be mailing out some green cards, and I also gonna mail out some green cards to Craig Clarkson and to Holly Robinson Pete, and get some green cards sold and my book sold, and hopefully get a chance to connect with them, and to keep in touch with them, and get to interact with them, and go on some fun different avenues with them too.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, you all picked up on what he did. He said he was going to connect with Clark. So you help us make sure that he so she can like his website.
Yes. and I want to say a big thing that has also helped Antonio is Maxine. She is his manager, and she is awesome. We could never ask for somebody any better to interact and help Antonio through this journey as well. She's a godsend. We just love her.
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry.
So thank you so much, Maxine. You mean the world to us.
You mean the world. Love you all.
Love you too.
Listen, ladies, this is truly been a blessed to have Antonio on the show. He was on here about a year ago. He just started out. He didn't have a book. He didn't have a green card. He did have the things, but he has even more. And if there is some reason that you don't see the painting that you want, and you want to commission Antonio to create it for you, reach out. Here you are, antoniohuman.com. And on there, you're going to see a contact page, and you can reach out to him with that contact page and have a conversation. So Lori will be the one calling you back. And then that way you can get everything set up and ready to go. Now, it is Christmas and the season's greetings and a holiday time. That's why we have our hats on, because we want you to start purchasing your gifts today. So go to the artbyantonio.net/shop and start doing your holiday shopping today. It's never too early to get started. So that's why we're getting started right now in October. So we're coming to a close. I want to thank Lori and Antonio for being here this evening. It goes to show that the sky is not the limit, so don't limit yourself. And also advocate. No matter what you do, advocate for yourself, advocate for your children. Hey, have that confidence to go before the school board if necessary, to go before the commissioners if necessary. And someone asked, Miss Olivia asked earlier, what about some of the associations? And so, Lori, I know that you're reaching out to the Autism Association. Have you heard anything back from them yet? You're on mute. Try it again, one more time. There you go. Hit it once. There
There
you
we
go.
go. Yes, they have sent me some information on some things that they are doing that we can get involved with. So that was really nice. They're very excited about Antonio, what he has done. And we're working on maybe seeing if he could be a speaker for them.
Yes.
And ladies,
And I'm
not only a speaker for the Autism Association, invite him to your podcast. Allow him to share with the world.
yes.
Lori, let me put you right here. Allow him to share with the world what he has gone through, how he has improved, how he's now an entrepreneur, a writer, and a pianist, an artist, doing quotes. Because you know what? We all need hope. And this is a way of showing the world that although a parent or a parent has a child with autism, there is still hope in this world. And there are still individuals out here who are doing magnificent things like Lori with what she has done with Antonio to show that it's not that the medical profession, we don't need the medical profession, but it also is important that you're able to advocate for yourself as well as your child when there is a time. Autism, we don't know when it's going to happen. There are instances when they know how it happens. We just happen to know that, and well, Lori definitely knows from her child and being observant of her child that it happened after he had taken that MMR shot as a 2 or 3 year old. So parents is something that you have to be aware of when your children are receiving those shots. You just have to be aware of it. And so I can't help. I'm just so thankful being able to have him on this evening to talk to you even more about the progress that he's made, even from 1 year to the next year. So the sky is not the limit. So don't ever limit yourself. Look at Antonio. He is an example of that right here before you. So I'm just excited. So Lori, as we get ready to close, are there any final comments that you'd like to say?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, never give up hope and always do your research and just be involved in every part of their life. It doesn't only help them, but it helps you. You grow together in many areas. And for people to be more open-minded.
Thank you, Lori. Antonio, is there a quote you'd like to read with us?
Do you have a quote?
I know.
I don't have a quote tonight.
All right. He will write his quote and put it in the comment box so that you'll be able to see his quotes that he really puts out. He does some awesome quotes on Every Dot Black, which I'm a member of, as well as Tony and his brother. And Jimmy Davis, the founder and owner of Every Dot Black. So he does a lot of great things on the Every Dot Black. And Antonio is forever inviting people to become a part of Every Dot Black because he definitely believes in it. And supports
Okay,
me as me as doing it.
Here's this one. Simple lessons about life. Simple lessons about life. Keep it clear, keep it simple, keep it uncomplicated, because life is so much better when it's simple.
All right. Now do me a favor. Say that again. Don't put it somewhere in your face.
Okay.
Because we want to be able to see your hands and face.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Simple lessons about life. Keep it clear, keep it simple, keep it uncomplicated, because life is so much better when it's simple.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you. Woo! Good job. Good job. All right. So, Lori and Antonio, I'm going to say good night to you, but the producer's going to leave me on the screen for a minute, okay?
Okay.
Love you.
Love you.
Come on, Lori, you come back to get a final look.
Yep,
There
I'm
you
coming.
go.
Love you. Thank you.
I love those lights.
Yes. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Mark, I'm going to do the final comment. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, so we're not finished. We're going to let Lori and Antonio hop off, and I'm going to end it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I trust that what was said this evening about autism and how important it is to advocate for your child, and how Lori has shown us that be observant to what your child has encountered, and then also advocate for them, even if you have to go before the school board. There's things that you can do in order to help your child. And this child does not necessarily have to have autism if you need to go before the school board, but if they're encountering challenges at school or challenges in their life or challenges with individuals who are maybe bullying them, then you want to bring it to the school attention and advocate for them that way as well. Because it's just important that a child is able to go to school and feel comfortable being in school. One of the things I want to leave with this evening is about career and professional development. If you notice, Lori took the time to be in the classroom to listen to what the teachers were saying in order to help her child. And that's what we need to be doing, period, when it comes to career and professional development. Career is a lifetime, but life is a project. And a part of that project is developing ourselves along the way. And for that reason, Levelist is a career and development company who helps you identify what career that you're to go into so that you can select the best profession that's going to complement your strengths. So reach out to me at Maxine@levelistco.com or go to our website at levelistco.com, and then let's have a conversation. So I always end my podcast with, I believe in you. I trust you believe in yourself, because that's what helps build your confidence. Could live your legacy. Do it today and don't wait. Take care. Have a good night. And I'll see you back here next week with Sharon Campbell, the principal of Sharon Campbell Solutions Group. She's got some phenomenal certifications she'll be talking to us about. Take care. Until next time, have a great evening.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance.